Top 3 reasons why you should not consider statins for cholesterol management. Statins are the drugs given for cholesterol management. Now, hear me out. I'm not against statins. I think drugs are very, very important when it is needed. But here are the reasons why lifestyle interventions and nutritional intervention should be your first go-to choice. Number 1, over-reliance on drugs. Now, let's say you see your test reports and you see that your total cholesterol or your LDL is high, and you start taking a drug to reduce your LDL, and you take a drug and your LDL also comes down. You're not addressing the root cause of why it was high in the first place. You've got it down with a drug, but whatever the root cause is, whatever got it high in the first place could be causing other problems in the body. Example, if you're eating foods which is very high in fats, like oily food and street food and junk food, that is what's getting your cholesterol high. Yes, you have controlled your cholesterol with a drug, but the same food which you continue eating is also leading to fatty liver and diabetes on a long-term run, which you don't know about now. And you've not done any changes to your diet. You just introduce a drug to get your cholesterol levels high. Nutrition intervention then is the answer. The answer is changing your lifestyle. The answer is changing your cravings. I remember a client recently telling me that all this is fine, but I'm craving so much of sweets in the night, and what can I do? I have to give in to my cravings. That is reteaching your body, working with your gut microbiome. If you start changing your gut microbiome, your cravings also change. If you start changing your lifestyle habits, as simple as sunlight exposure in the first half of the day, your cravings also change. Introducing lifestyle changes to change your cravings then is the answer, right? Not just taking a drug. So I've seen people with cholesterol having an over-reliance on medicine, that as long as I'm taking a medicine, I can do anything. But that's not true. You're controlling for the cholesterol, but it's also leading to other problems. So this is one of the reasons I tell people, make nutrition and lifestyle interventions first before starting to consider a drug for cholesterol management. Now, is this going to work for everyone? No, there will still be people who have genetic markers that raises cholesterol. There'll still be people who cannot make lifestyle changes and they have to take a drug, and they have to take when it's important. But when possible, lifestyle changes should be your first approach. Number 2, a lot of studies done on cholesterol management drugs show a relative risk in reduction of cholesterol versus an absolute risk. I'll explain this little bit of science, little complicated, but let me try and see if I can simplify this. Let's say I have group A, 100 people with cholesterol who don't take any drugs. 100 people with cholesterol who are not taking any kind of drugs to help manage their cholesterol. In a span of a few years, I see out of those 100, 2 people have died because their cholesterol was too much, and that led to a heart attack. Yeah. So in a group of 100 people, 2 people died. Group B, again, 100 people with cholesterol who take a drug for cholesterol management. They are taking statins for cholesterol management. And you see out of those 100 people, only 1 person died, not 2 people. Now, a drug could advertise itself and say that there's a 50% increased risk of protection when you're taking our drugs. So there's 50% chances of you not getting a heart attack if you take our drug, because out of 2, instead of 2, only 1 person died. But they're not saying that 98 anyways did not die. So this is another factor to consider. The relative risk is group B in relation to group A relatively did better. But when you're looking at an absolute risk, the protection is not that much. So a lot of people might not even need the drug. Studies don't necessarily show that, taking a cholesterol management drug will help, and it's a sure shot guaranteed protection for you from heart diseases. Again, I'm going on repeating myself that when you have to take a drug, you have to take a drug. I do have a lot of clients where we do see that their LP(a), one of the markers, or apolipoprotein A, apolipoprotein B, these markers are higher, and I do suggest them that you need statins. But lifestyle intervention, nutrition intervention should be your first option. Number 3, small number, but potential side effects. People who do take drugs for cholesterol management like statins, small percentage of those people do also experience muscle spasms and muscle pains, and some of them have also experienced brain degenerative diseases that affect your brain. Obviously, this does not happen to everyone, and on a broader spectrum, statins are mostly safe, but you do carry a risk. Why expose yourself to that small risk? If you can start making nutrition and lifestyle intervention, which I promise you is not hard. It really is not hard. It's just a little bit of tweaks in terms of your regular lifestyle. No calorie counting, no restriction of food, just small tweaks in your daily lifestyle. And eventually over time, that becomes your new habit. So that becomes your new way of living. It's not that you're forcing yourself to do it. Making these small changes can help. And why put yourself at a small risk of brain degenerative diseases or muscle spasms or muscle pains? These are newer studies that are showing these side effects. And overall, like I said, taking statins is not necessarily always going to cause brain degenerative diseases, but lifestyle intervention, nutrition intervention, let it be your first choice. I have a very detailed blog written about statins and cholesterol management. The link to the same is in the caption below. If you want to work with my team or me, then set up an exploratory call. The link for the same is also in the caption below. This is Roshni Sangvi. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist. Hope this helps.